Welcome back to What Are Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the T92 HMC. It's the Tier 10 American SPG, the biggest gun in the game. 240 millimeters of sheer hell for whoever's receiving a shell from this one. It's located on the southwest spawn of Highway under the command of Moondiver. Game on. Well, you can see that Moondiver's opted to carry no stun shells at all. Yep, he's actually armed with, well, virtually all of it is the increased damage HE, capable of doing 1,420 alpha, and with 75 millimeters of pen, but he's also carrying a couple of rounds of the armor piercing as well. 372 millimeters of pen and 750 alpha. But his vehicle's not moving. I'm not sure he's loaded into the game yet. He is loaded now in terms of having a shell in the breech, and he's moving. Now the hull is a Pershing tank. It's a T26 E3 chassis, mounting a huge howitzer. It is quite slow, 32 kilometers an hour, 32.2. But look at that, rounds out in the Centurion. That one hit him. 609 hit points from that shot alone. Now obviously firing only the improved HE with no stun means he's not going to pick up any stun assist in the battle. And that makes it kind of hard to get an ace tanker. You have to do a huge amount of damage if you want to get the ace tanker medal. Or at least the ace tanker mastery. Now, the enemy tanks that he was spotting over by the east side near the railway track, they've all been unspotted now because our tank is no longer over there. Our T100 LT is out the game. He died by the road a short distance away. So we've got nobody to tell us where the enemy is at the moment, because you've only got a short number of shells for this vehicle, only 16 in total. You can't afford to waste shells by blind firing unless you are pretty certain the enemy tank is there. Well, enemy tanks have turned up in the town. There's an E50M there, and for some reason Moondiver's not responding. In fact, there's a couple of tanks there now. Oh, now he's responding. Yes, okay, good. Okay, we've got a Rhinoceros. He can hit that guy. And there's an Object 140 there. He's about to dive through that gate. Yes, he does. Turns around and he's off into the distance, trying to get away. No, he changes his mind and changes course. So there are some targets he can fire at. Okay, it looks like he's going to go for that Rhinoceros if he can. Of course, he's facing off against the E100. And I would not be surprised if that Object 140 trying to get in behind the E100. Rounds out. Well, we got some splash for 105, but unfortunately it was only splash. Couldn't get a direct hit because there was a wall in the way. Oh dear, that's not good. The Object 261 on the enemy team's just wiped out our E100, and he's gone. We do have some other tanks nearby, including another E100. But effectively it means that the town is now in possession of the enemy. Okay, well, we're not loaded yet, but those tanks are making their way through that gate. The Rhinoceros and the AMX M454. We're loaded and rounds out. This looks good. Except it goes long and to the right and misses the Rhinoceros. RNG was not on our side in that one. So the longest reload in the game, standard reload 46.98. I say the longest reload, but you can artificially make the reload longer by actually doing various things to various vehicles. But yes, it is a long reload. And the enemies turned that E100 hull in such a way as to provide cover, and now that Object 140. Oh, made a big mistake there. He got wiped out by our batch at 25 tons. So now we're going for the Rhinocerente again. Rounds out. And this time round, he did hit him for 477. Now there's 2 Arty on either team. Our team has got a pair of T92s. The enemy team's got that Object 261 and the T92. The 261 fires a lot faster and it dials in very quickly on the enemy as well. In fact, the enemy's getting rather close to our cap area, so it's a good job that Moondiver did move position. They've managed to squeeze our guys in, even though we're 1 tank up on the enemy. Oh, it was looking to try and get a splash on that Object 430. Was it a T100 LT? No, it was a T100 LT actually, trying to escape. He changed his mind. Oh, that's good news. The AMX M454 has gone down. And now we've got that Rhinocerente. Rounds out. Oh, that's a kill shot. 1,162 hit points. I suspect that might have actually penetrated him. Okay, we're backing up. And the next target we saw for a brief moment, I think, was a badger. Not sure if it was a badger, actually. It might have been a Minotauro instead. But anyway, they still do have some enemy tanks in the town center area. And we're looking at a Centurion Action 10. Just trying to get at our E100. We're loaded. Line up the shot. Wait for him to be stationary. And he decided not to shoot there. But the Centurion did go down in the end. And he got taken out by our Centurion. Unfortunately, we lost our E100 as well. Oh, that was a direct hit there. I'm pretty sure he hit the Minotauro. Minotauro does have very thick armor on the front of the vehicle. But even so, that shell would have done some damage. Especially if it come in on top of the Minotauro. Now, our teammates seem to be doing a fairly good job holding the enemy off from coming in, but we're half as many hit points down on the enemy. We're 3,000 hit points down, and we're starting to lose more as well. So, things are not going so well. And the enemy, well, they're 2 down on us at the moment in terms of numbers. They do have that Minotauro coming in from the town centre. In fact, our E50M's decided to go down and help the UDIS 1516. Oh, it's what he's aiming at now is the Gorilla, which is out in the middle of the field there. Rounds out. Well, we don't know if that did any damage at all, but if the Gorilla was nearby, the improved HE probably would have done a lot more damage to him, because after all, he doesn't have any armor. It's basically a Panther with a big gun on top. But the good news is now that the T100 LT has joined. The enemy T100 LT is now in the firing sights of some of our teammates. There's the Gorilla. Just saw him briefly. There's the Minotauro. He can get a shot on him. Unfortunately, because of the range, the shell's going to be rather shallow, and it might not go through the armor. Rounds out. Well, 668 hit points, and he goes down. And we just saw briefly where one of the enemy Arty is, because we saw where the trajectory of the shell started. There's only 4 left on the enemy team. One of them's in the field. That's the Gorilla 15. A tree just went down. So he's still there. He's in that little pocket there. Okay, we're looking at the mini-map and saying that's where the Gorilla was last seen. Now, he doesn't have a whole lot of shells left, so he might decide at this point that he doesn't want to fire. He needs to have confirmation of where the enemy is, not to waste any shells. Yes, we're trying to indicate to the enemy, or to our teammates rather, go out in the field. We need to see what's going on. If we can't see the enemy, we can't shoot at them. And the enemy is still focusing on our E50. It's at moments like these where I feel that it might be a better idea if the Arty was to start moving and force the others to actually get their act together. In this circumstance, you could move to the north and go to grid square A1. We just saw the tracer coming out from the bridge area. So we know that the enemy Arty, or at least one of them, is in that vicinity. Unfortunately, we did lose the E50M. I think the only way that he can force this game is to actually start moving. The T110E4 seems to have stopped on his lookout area, and he doesn't seem to be doing anything. Under 4 minutes now to the end of the game. Well, the T100 LT is coming in, and he's coming in from the north area actually. And he's gone, but unfortunately so is the E4. And we just saw the tracer from the two Arty. One is definitely back at the enemy cap area or behind it. The other one is near the bridge. But that now means that both teams have got two Arty. And the enemy team's got a Gorilla 15. And we've got, we did have a Centurion Action 10. He just got wiped out. So now we've got to try and kill this Gorilla 15 if we can. Gonna have to do it by shotgun. He's coming up towards us. Let's hope that the other T92 is also on the ball. Otherwise, this could end up being a loss. If the Gorilla 15 spotting for his Arty, and he probably is, then all he has to do is work out where we are. And then we'll be under a rain of shells. And there's the Gorilla 15. And we just lost our teammate. So it's now down to Moondiver. Oh, he got him! Shouldn't mention his real name actually there. Well, Moondiver got the kill on the Gorilla 15. That forces the enemy Arty to come after to Moondiver now. They've got no choice. They've got to come. They can't work out where he is, even after he did damage to that barn. If they don't come, it's going to be a draw. And he spotted the Object 261. He's coming in. Now, that guy's arm, he aimed. Now you can just drive up to him. He's got a 20-second reload. You just need to drive up to him and shotgun him at close range. And that gets rid of him. Enemy Arty just missed that was the T92. Okay, here we go. Close range. Let the gun drop. And easy. Beautiful. Exactly as it should be done. After they've blown their wads, you just drive up to them and execute them. And now we know it's the T92 that was actually shooting from the near the railway line. And with only 1 minute 8 seconds left on the game, Moondiver's going to try and ambush that T92 by approaching him from a different angle. And there he is! He's on the road. Now, does he know he's been spotted? Yes, of course he does. He's coming down. We're not loaded yet, but we will be momentarily. He's going to take this guy out. Yes! Wins the game! Fantastic game by Moondiver. Oh, he earned that one. What a brilliant end to that game. Moondiver earned an ace tanker out of that one because he won the game for his team by killing the last 3 enemy tanks single-handed. He got a Gauze medal for doing more damage exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle, a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, in fact he got 17, a Fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills, he got 4 exactly, and he got a counter battery because he took out both enemy Arty, the Object 261 with a shotgun, and then he took out the T92 HMC with an aim shot at relatively close range, but he did it in a very, very professional way as well. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, we can see that Moondiver got the highest damage in the game, but it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool, so that's why he didn't get the high caliber. He got 4,364 hit points of damage out of that game. The next highest scorer being the Gorilla 15 on the enemy team. That's the last one, the one that he killed. Just show that there. There he is, Globy. Yes, he got that guy. He was the second highest damage in the game with 3,336. And the third highest player, well, that was the Object 261. And yes, he took that guy out as well with 3,312 hit points. When it came to kills, it's Moondiver. Yes, he got that one as well. 4 kills to Moondiver, 3 kills to the T92 HMC, the Gorilla 15, the Centurion Action 10, and then 2 kills went to the E4, the Gorilla 15, and the Action 10 on our own team, and only 1 player on the enemy team, their Object 261, managed to get 2 kills. When it came to base XP, Moondiver didn't get that one. No, the E100 managed to get that. He got 1,066, whilst Moondiver got 976. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad in that one. 789 went to the T110E4. He fired 11 shots in that game, so he still had 5 rounds left at the end of the game. 7 direct hits on the enemy, 3 penetrations, and 7 splash. Damage of 4,364 hit points, of which 3,662 were at more than 300 meters. So some close range action on the Object 261 and the T92. Let's have a quick check and see which ones he penned. Well, he penned the Rhino Sorrente. That was the big one in the town. I think it was 1,100 odd hit points that he managed to get. He penned the Object 261 at close range, and he also penned the T92 at close range as well. Very well done indeed. Let's go back to the details. Now, he spotted 2 enemy vehicles. Those are the Arty. 7 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed. And he earned 127,590 credits for that battle and 7,320 experience points altogether. What a fantastic end to the game that. He really pulled it all together. He held his nerve and then he won it in a very, very distinctive way. Yes, he made exactly the right choice to go down that gully and come round and try and get the guy from a side point of view, because once that T92 saw that he'd been spotted, he had to react. Now, he could have turned to the left and gone over the other side of the bridge instead of firing, but no, he didn't. He actually decided to go straight towards Moondiver. That was his biggest mistake ever, because effectively at that point he gave the game away. It's almost like, I've had my shot, I missed, I'm going to let you have a chance to win the game. And Moondiver didn't hesitate. He took him out in a very, very good way indeed. He let the aim dial in on the target to make it absolutely certain, and the shell went right through the target. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.